Hey there, Capricorn. It's Jen here. I am doing your April 2021 tarot reading. So I did a little bit of meditation and channeling first that I'll read for you while I'm shuffling. In April, just to give you a heads up on the moons. So in April, we are in Aries until probably the 22nd, 21st, somewhere around there. We'll go into the sign of Taurus. So we have the new moon in Aries on April 12th and a full moon in Scorpio on the 27th. For some reason, I feel Scorpio came up in your channeling, that this full moon may be a timing thing for you, or maybe more significant for you. And we'll talk about that in just a bit as I get to what came through in my meditation. So first I heard carefully penning something. Is that even the right word, penning? Writing something, but it said penning something. Choosing your words carefully. Then I saw some of you also doing some very detailed work, meticulous work, maybe putting on the final touches. I feel a strong pull for you to get out in nature. As an earth sign, being grounded is a place where you feel comfortable. It's your sort of natural resting state. Now, of course, if you have a lot of fire or air in your sign, it may not be quite as strong, but it's definitely a place where you feel in your element, literally, right? But you may feel really pulled to get out into nature, and your intuition will pull you to go outside. I really need to go outside. Grounding experiences. It also can be things like cooking, growing your own herbs, so doing something really organic that feels very organic. Sitting outside, planting a garden, flowers. Then I saw you sitting outside by a fire. So that's earth and fire coming together. And Scorpio is, to me, the most passionate of the water signs. So I think that's where that connection is, even though it's a water sign. I know it doesn't make sense, but... And then, so fire is getting your mojo back. So you may be seriously considering moving, even to the beach, where it's part of the lifestyle to be outside and like a slower, I'm almost like the Caribbean islands. It's like there's a slowness to life there. It's kind of part of the culture when you visit. So I see something like that where almost like maybe it's like a vacation destination. So that, could be anywhere, but either the mountains or by water is coming up strongly. I do see there being some sort of crossroads, and they had me right. It's going to be okay. So then the Scorpio came up, and deep emotions are stirred up. I feel you're getting your mojo back. You may be feeling very sexual or fantasizing and accepting a side of you have kept suppressed on some level. So I see this being almost more communicative about your needs and your fantasies and desires. That may be highlighted or heightened, I guess, for some of you. And that's that Scorpio. Scorpio is very... Scorpio rules the house, the eighth house of death and sexuality, or I guess sex, I should say. Even though Scorpio is a water sign, they tend to, unless they really get pissed off, be very smooth on the top, very calm. But boy, they're the depth of that water, of those emotions, are very deep, and there can be a lot of stirring of emotions deep down that don't actually break the water surface, if that makes any sense. So I feel like some deep emotions you're allowing to rise, and I think this is really positive. It's healing, and you're kind of getting excited. You're allowing yourself to enjoy and relax and lean into some of these things, these ideas, this I feel like even though you want to stay grounded, making a change, potentially moving or some other kind of change will help you, will make it easier for you to be grounded. So let's take a look at the Eight of Wands. So that's a lot of things happening around you at once. We have another fire sign. I love this. She's at the beach. Oh my gosh, all fire. So this is passion, mojo, energy. The Eight of Wands, imagine an archer who's released their bow and it's out there. You've applied for a job, you've applied for some sort of, you could I also felt like there was some sort of natural break happening that is causing some things to come to the surface for examination. So if it is something to do with moving, a lease coming up, or some sort of natural break, maybe, if someone lost a job, I'm not saying you've lost a job, I'm just giving an example. As they're looking for a new job, they may think, well, why not move, right? Or something like that. Or a child leaving home, for example, may be like, well, we were staying here for school, to keep them in the same school. Do we have to stay here anymore? It's just allowing you to sort of reassess things. Things are a little different. Something's different now that's allowing these things to be more viable. So the Eight of Wands is putting lots of things out there. It's communication back. It can be a little unsettling. Definitely for an earth sign that likes things to be tend to be slower. Even though you've wanted these things, and for example, if you've put out a job application, you literally had to do something to put that job application out there, right? So all of a sudden finding you have a job, you got a job, but you have to move for it. It's like, oh, I wanted this to happen, but it feels like it's happening very fast. Or now that it's a reality, it's kind of unsettling because now I have all these things that I need to deal with, all these things in motion at the same time. But I see the Eight of Wands as being very positive. It can be passion, love coming in very quickly. Like you meet someone and you're kind of just together. You just fall into it. It just feels right. It's strange in this card. I've never noticed this before, but just from the corner of my eye, this looks like the Death card. And Death card is good. Like, I don't mean death is coming for you. You know what it is? It's just the tree trunk, but something about it, and it might even be in this deck. It reminds me of the Death card, which is change, transformation. Now I'm going through the deck trying to find the Death card to see if I'm even close. This is a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, a lot of moving forward to something new. The Three of Wands is that time of reassessment. I almost think of the Three of Wands as a drone. And you send that drone up, and the further it goes up, the more expansive your view is. And you can see, if you think of maybe like a stream, yeah, see, it's almost like that's this shadow right here. Oh, it's almost like this is, I mean, it's a different view, I know, but am I the only one that sees that? The Three of Wands is sometimes when we're in the middle of something, And I think this happens especially when you have kids and you're working, and it's just like, I mean, almost 2 decades can pass in a blur before you know it, and your kids are leaving, get emotional, leaving the house, and you're like, holy fuck. And because it was just a grind, a routine, and it doesn't mean you didn't enjoy it, but in retrospect, it can feel like that. Or if you're in the middle of that, it can feel like I'm never going to get out of this endless cycle of of getting up, getting the kids ready, getting them off to school, going to work, working all day, getting out of work, having to go grocery shopping, juggling all the things, bringing them to soccer. The Three of Wands, you zoom out and you say, okay, wait a minute. Let's look from a higher perspective. It hasn't always been this way. Because if you look back, it hasn't always been this way. And if it hasn't always been this way, it doesn't always have to be this way. And yes, we need to try to enjoy where we are now, but also have the perspective of the greater overarching timeline and events. There's also almost an active waiting, if that makes sense. Waiting for that perfect wave to roll in. It's like she knows it's coming, but she does have to be patient. And I don't usually get that with this card, but the imagery in this beautiful Light Seer's deck, that's what I'm getting. And I don't know anything about surfing, but it just seems like waiting for that perfect wave. Now, of course, when you think about it that way, maybe a wave that's good enough, sometimes you need to catch that because you don't want to spend all the time waiting for the perfect wave. And I don't feel that that's in any way settling, but I do think I'm getting a Fool card vibe. And I often read the Fool card as the Fool's not foolish, but they know they need to get out there and live and experience life. If you wait for the perfect moment, there may not ever be a perfect moment. So getting ready to catch a new wave, to catch a wave. That's an ocean again. So Guardian of Wands, that would be in traditional tarot the Queen of Wands. Once a mature fire sign has their sights set on something, they are unwavering. The younger fire signs, they get all excited about something. Yes, I'm going to do yoga. Go out and spend all sorts of money on a mat and clothes and all this stuff and join a membership to the yoga studio and sign up for like the first, come and do the advanced class and find it hard and sort of stop going after not too long. The mature fire signs are like, no, I know this is what I want. I know this is sustainable. I know this is, and they're unwavering in there. Once they are inspired and enthusiastic and passionate about something, they stay the course. So something is lit in you. I mean, look at all this fire. Something is inspiring you. Something is motivating you to make some changes. I'm going to pull. Yeah, the Eight of Wands is usually very sky-oriented, a lot of movement. But this is kind of interesting because she's actually very grounded. There's almost a picnic-like setting with her out in the woods there. Let's get that one, and then I'm going to get one more. Transformation. I also get the sense that, it just came out, sometimes things seem, when you're at the beginning of something, so say a degree, or for example, 4 years, or depending on what your degree's in, if you're become a doctor or something. You're looking at a good, once you start medical school, a good almost, 8 years at least. It can seem like, oh my God, 8 years. But there's almost this feeling that that 8 years is going to pass. You may as well be kind of like, what are you waiting for? That's what's coming through. What are you waiting for? Green aventurine. So this is this stone right here. Do you wish for more luck? Be assured that you have all the luck you need. It's almost as if you have a 4-leaf clover in your pocket. Focus on your vast abundance and you will attract more. You have good luck and great adventures when you travel. It's definitely something about travel. Angel of good fortune. This is Jupiter energy, which is a fire sign. The Sag rules Sag. I am so incredibly lucky. I have many blessings in my life. Abundance and prosperity are constantly flowing in my life. I am grateful for these gifts. Safe, adventurous travel filled with cosmic coincidence is a certainty. A certainty. Acceptance. I'll hold this up. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels, with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. It's almost like accepting that it's almost more like sorry, I'm gonna pull some letters here because I think they're fun. It's almost like giving yourself permission to do something. And like it's okay to want that. It's okay to go for that. It's okay to change. Maybe there's something like older parents around. You feel you don't want to leave, and trying to reconcile something like that. Hens. Okay, so I get words that are not on here. I got behind, like leaving someone behind. Can you see those? You saw someone, seen, see. You want to be able to see someone. Sheen. Do I see any names? Ness. Loch Ness. A Ness. Was. We. When. Yeah, that's like a question. Well, but when then? Wash. Washer. Some of you may need a new washer. So anyway, go ahead and look at those, and whatever sin, whatever you see comes up. If you see a word, even if all the letters aren't there to spell it, go with that. Do I see any? I saw Washington in my brain. Okay, so I'll leave it there. You can pause and look at those letters for messages, and I hope you have a wonderful April. Take care, Capricorn. Bye.